Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kristen and today I'm going to be doing my June recap. So let's get started. Okay, I'm back for another recap. Right now, I think that's pretty much going to be my monthly thing on here. If you want to follow my TikTok, I have a lot of videos on there, and that is Tales from Common Room, and that's on TikTok. And you can also follow me on Instagram, which is Tales from the Common Room. I have lots of videos and lots of things and posts on there. But as far as YouTube goes, I think right now I'm just gonna stick to recaps, just because my schedule is so crazy right now and is about to get even crazier. So that's what you guys are going to be seeing for now, but might get to doing a little more later on. So anyways, let's do my June recap. So the first book that I read in June was The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and this was my book of the month pick for May. And I thought this was a good storyline. You are following two different women in two different time periods. So the first character, she is on what is supposed to be her 10-year anniversary trip, and then you're also following an apothecary who is pretty much, she doesn't heal people, she kills men. She gives women the ability to kill men who have wronged them. So long story short, the present day character, she finds something that kind of leads her on this quest that leads her to this lost apothecary. And so you're kind of following both stories. I thought that it was a good storyline. I thought that the idea was great. I just didn't like the execution of it. I don't know. It just kind of fell a little flat for me. There's a lot of lulls in it, so I did give it a 3 out of 5. I don't know. I just thought that it just kind of stayed here. There wasn't much of excitement. I don't know. So that's why I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Next for June was Six of Crows, and yes, I started reading it because I watched Shadow and Bone on Netflix, and I was like, I actually think that I would like the characters from the Six of Crows part of it more than Shadow and Bone, so I read this one first, and it did not disappoint. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, Six of Crows is about a band of unlikely friends, which is the pull for it for me because they are like a found family, and I love that. And you're kind of we're reading the book through the different eyes of the different characters, but they're a band of not ruffians, but they have different sets of skills, and they're not, the most upstanding of people, but they really don't have a choice. And they've been hired to do a job which is dangerous and crazy and near impossible. And so you're following through this job and the twists and turns and the betrayals, and it's really, really good, and it leaves off a huge cliffhanger. So if you do know what I'm talking about and you watched Shadow and Bone, but you didn't know, the characters like Kaz and Nej and Jesper are from this book, and this duology. So they kind of mesh the two together in the Shadow and Bone series. So I just love it. I love the characters. I think it's an awesome read, and the second one is on my TBR for July, and I'm definitely going to be getting to that soon. Next, I have Ariadne. This one was another book of the month pick, and this is by Jennifer Saint. I love Greek mythology. I love reading about it. It doesn't have to be totally accurate to the real Greek mythologies. I just really like reading about them. So this one is about Ariadne, and she is the daughter of the king of Minos, and the sister to the Minotaur. If you know anything about Greek mythology, there is a Minotaur that inhabited a labyrinth that Daedalus created, and this is his sister. And so she actually is the person that helped with the destruction of them and the killing of the Minotaur. So this kind of goes, this is her story. So it's her story about how that came about, and the story about pretty much her life and like how she was completely and utterly betrayed by men, and it ended up in her downfall. It just was a really good book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, because there were parts of it where I was like, why am I going through 5 chapters and like nothing has happened? She's pretty much just doing the same thing over and over again. So that part of it was the reason I didn't give it 5 stars, but the storyline was really, really good. Obviously, the storyline goes with like the Greek mythology. But if you do like Greek mythology, you do enjoy it, I definitely suggest this one. If you liked Circe, this would be a good one for you to read. Next on my list is The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and I've read a lot of her books, and this one was pretty good, 4 out of 5 stars. So you are following 2 characters. One is a girl whose family is from Jamaica, and she's originally from Jamaica, and they are in the United States illegally, and they are being deported that night. And then you are following a South Korean family, or a boy from a South Korean family who is an American citizen, and they meet by chance, and he's trying to convince her that he can make her fall in love with him in however many hours they have left. So it's a cute little love story book. I was gonna be really mad if it all just kind of like wrapped up beautifully because those aren't reality, right? So although it didn't wrap up beautifully, it still wrapped up in a way that was great. I absolutely loved the way that it ended, and if you've seen the movie, it does not end in the same way, and I actually prefer the book ending to the movie ending, but it is also a pretty good movie if you want to check that out. But the book was pretty good. I gave it, like I said, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Next on my list is Children of Blood and Bone by, I don't know how to say it, Tomi Adeyemi, and this I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to read the second one. You are following characters who are trying to bring magic back because magic has been stolen from the people, and those that had magic running in their blood, they have the possibility of magic running in their blood. They have white hair, and so they've been pretty much hugely persecuted. So in this book, they are trying to bring magic back. You have unlikely heroes, you have strong, fierce female characters, and I just loved it. It ended in a cliffhanger that makes me want to like pick up the next one right away. I totally suggest this one. I thought it was really, really well written. Next, we have Shadow and Bone, which I was talking about earlier, by Leigh Bardugo, and this one is by the same person as Six of Crows, and there's a Netflix series about it now. But I will say that if you have watched the Netflix series, this, besides the Kaz and Jesper part of it, follows very closely to the book. So this is about a girl, Alina Starkov, who does not know that she has powers. There is this thing they call the Fold, and it's just a swath of land that is just like darkness, unnatural darkness, and has like these creatures in it that are like super scary, and they like kill people when you try and cross the Fold or whatever. And the people have been trying to get rid of it, or wanting to get rid of it, for forever, and they've been waiting for a sun summoner, and turns out she is the sun summoner, and she has no clue. And so this is basically her journey and what happens with that, with her and the Darkling, which is, he's kind of the opposite to her power, and the struggle there. So I don't know how to say too much without giving it away. I mean, if you've read if you've seen the Netflix series, then you know all about it. But if you haven't, I like this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I just wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but it might be because I did watch the series before. But this is number 1 in the Grisha verse, and Grisha are people who study the magics. So they're kind of like the military elite, or the elite of their people, and they control different aspects of things. So wind, and there's heart rangers who can like slow your pulse and things like that. So this is all about those, and there are Grisha in the Six of Crows series as well. And then last on my list is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really liked it. I was not certain I would. I just haven't read many superhero books that I liked. I kind of usually find them to be really, really like typical superheroes, and I don't know, they just don't really capture my attention, but I really, really loved this one. I thought it was really well done. Basically, you have two sets of people. You have the anarchists and you have the renegades. The renegades are the superheroes, like the typical superheroes that you think of, the good superheroes who are trying to save the world. The anarchists are people with powers who just want to be like left alone to do what they want to do, so they kind of rebelled. The renegades came in, they conquered the anarchists, and now the renegades pretty much run everything. So this book is about a guy renegade and a girl anarchist, and it's just really, really good. Can't wait to read the second one. Again, this is another one that just left off with a huge cliffhanger, and I was sitting there like, I think I should have seen this coming, but I didn't, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need to read the second one. So lots of books with huge cliffhangers this month, which makes my TBR grow even more. But anyways, I just really, really, really enjoyed it. Both characters have serious conflicts in their lives. They have serious backstories. Their lives intermingle crazily, so it's just a really, really, really good story. It's really well written. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was my 7 books for the month of June, and I have about 7 on my list for the month of July. But let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.